Hey, how y'all doing? Man, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Early Experience virtual show. And I'm so excited. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am your host, yours truly, Demetrius Early. Listen, we have a phenomenal show tonight. Information that is very important to how do we build a financial table. You know, I've been into this financial industry for over almost 20 years now, and I've learned so much about how systematically the systems it always finds a way to move the finish line. And with social media and with all the things you see advertised on a daily basis, it really does us a good. Uh, I think it's really good for us to have the opportunity to learn so much and have the opportunity to have the technology work for us the way it does. But at the same time, it does give the banks and other institutions a leg up on how to move the finish line. Now, I know a lot of people don't think about the system that way, but my goal is to always give us the common man the opportunity to be able to learn just from a real, true perspective on how do we position ourselves to be able to utilize the system, the American system that we live in, to our benefit and to our advantage. And how many of you guys know that knowledge is power? No, knowledge is potential power. It's only powerful when you know how to implement it, right? You have to know what to do and how to do it. And when you're dealing with the financial aspect of the world, the credit report, the credit is super important. And so, what I want to talk to you guys about is that it's not just the credit, though. It's more than just credit. But before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I am a serial entrepreneur, and I have a passion to help other people who are in the entrepreneurial space be able to get the advantage to position themselves to be financially secure and to make sure that we have the knowledge and understanding and the wisdom to be able to move forward in a way to where we can have the ability to be able to properly position ourselves and properly have the information to display to the banks. So you need to know there are certain rules to the financial industry. There's no gimmick. There's so many things out here that are being said, but nobody's really telling us. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody. There's a lot of people that are doing it, but I want to show you how to do it, how to position yourself to be able to take advantage of the system that we live in, called this amazing American system. And a lot of times, I don't know if you ever been in a situation where you went to go qualify for something, you had a good credit score, but you still was not able to get the funding that you needed. I don't know about you, but that's happened to me several times. And the reason why I started the company that I've started, actually, I have multiple companies, and they all gear around educating you on how to position yourself to win in this financial battle that we call the banking system and the American system. And so I studied this system intently uh, years ago, and I was blessed to be able to start a credit restoration company and also be an investor into real estate. And so my claim to fame is that I've been able to from zero, from starting from nothing, trying to figure it out. As a matter of fact, at once upon a time in my life, I was in the negative. How many of you guys know what that feels like? Just trying to figure out how can I position myself to get ahead and be successful at the same time. And most of us start our businesses without the proper leverage that we need. So it's super important that we understand how to get ourselves in a strong financial position to be able to be successful and give the service and the passion that we have the desire to be able to distribute to the world our gifts in a way to where we're not always coming from behind. And so I'm a best-selling author. I wrote a book. The name of the book is Driven. I co-authored with Brian Tracy, and super excited about the opportunity. One of my favorite mentors, and had that opportunity to write a book with Brian Tracy. I also own a company by the name of Advanced Business Consulting, and Advanced Business Consulting specializes in helping the entrepreneur get to the next level. I am your next level guy. And so tonight, we're going to have the opportunity to discuss some of the things that we can do to build a proper financial table. And so what we're going to discuss is, hey, there's four legs to building a financial table. And the reason why I believe that I'm qualified because I was able to go from a negative situation after going through some trials and tribulation, losing everything. I was blessed to be able to rebuild my life from a financial standpoint and be able to acquire all the things that I believe that a successful person should have. And so, being in the entrepreneur world is so many things that people think it's people make it look really easy sometimes to be able to operate a business. And we get started sometimes with a preconceived notion that, just because you have a passion and a dream and a desire to be successful and have the drive to go to work and you put hard work in, there are some variables that we need to have in place to make sure that we are in position to start properly. So I specialize in helping small businesses grow and help people build their credit, their personal credit, and their business credit to get to the level and understand the dynamics on what a credit report means and what it looks like. I actually have specialized and I've become an expert at building your financial table. And so if you understand that there's four legs to the financial table, credit is not enough, then this podcast is for you tonight. We're going to give you some tips and give you some pointers on how to build a financial table. The four legs to build a financial table. So let's get right into it. But listen, if you don't mind, if you will, please type in the chat who you are and where you're from. Let us know that you're here. And if you will, please comment, like, share, and tag because people need to know. So please take time out, take a moment, get on your phone or your computers or wherever you are right now and comment, like, and share. And so the ability to be able to get financing in today's society is super important with all the things that we've gone through post-COVID. And now we're in a position where we need to understand the details on how to build a proper financial table so we can go after the things that we really dream of and we want to accomplish in life. So this podcast is about those of you who dream big. If you want to dream and you want to dream big and you want to know what you need to do to position yourself to get access to capital from the banks, hey man, I am your guy to help you get to your next level. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you will, please follow me. Go to my social media and follow me. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, and our website is theearlyexperience.com. Please feel free to go to my Facebook at The Early Experience. And so there you have it. That's how you follow me. So I can give you guys the tips that you need and get you the information that you need so we can go ahead and begin to position ourselves to build a proper financial table, whether it's for your family, whether it's for you, whether it's for your community. It's always a beautiful thing when you can understand the knowledge and understand how to position yourself to have the financial leverage that you need to start your business correctly. And if you're a person that's going to work every day and you have a dream, you're not quite ready to start your business, the proper thing for you to do is to first work on these foundational principles to give yourself an opportunity to be successful in your business. So if you will, again, comment, like, share, tag, and type in your name in the chat. Let us know where you're from. And I'm so excited to be able to serve you guys in this way and give you some of the things that has worked for me over the years. I am excited because, I didn't have anybody to really teach me these things. I had to study the laws. There's a law called the Fair Housing Credit Reporting Act that teaches you all the things you can do to dispute the things that are on your credit report that are negative. There are so many things that are being violated with your information in our society today. And so we have to make sure we learn this information so we can protect ourselves as well. So this is not just a podcast to talk about ways to build your financial table, but also to protect you and understand how to read your credit report and what needs to be done to have the proper report card. The credit report is nothing but a report card that identifies your financial history, that gives the banks the opportunity to be able to do one or two things, either to approve you or deny you. So tonight is about showing you how to get approved to get access to the capital that you need. So let's just jump right in. We have four legs to building a financial table and the four legs of funding, okay? So we're going to discuss this. All right, the first leg is credit. All right, credit is a very major piece to getting qualified for whatever loan you want, whether it's a auto loan, whether it's a home loan. And the most important aspect to this lending institution is in what the most profitable areas to get a loan in, because you can get a personal loan, but the business loan is so important. So you have a lot of things going online right now of individuals educating you guys. And so I want to give you my version on how it worked for me. So the first leg, again, is credit. Credit is so important. You have a personal credit profile and you have a business credit profile. And we want to talk about ways to get you in a position where you understand that they both work together. All right, your personal credit, it tells the things about you from a personal standpoint. You can actually get a credit score that is favorable for you by way of deleting all the negativity on your credit report. And if you don't have a good credit score already, which you want to strive to have a 760 credit score, that is what you call an A+ credit rating based on what the banks are looking for. So why should individuals know these 4 legs? It's simple. Like we just said before, the 4 legs to build a financial table. The reason why it's important for you to know these 4 legs is because, credit alone is not enough. You want to get approved because you want to be able to have not only good credit and have great personal credit, but you also want to build yourself to a point to where you can establish business credit for yourself. And so personal credit is important because nobody wants to lend money to an individual who hasn't managed their finances correctly over time. And so if you just think about it from an illogical standpoint, if you just take yourself out of the equation, you say, you know what? If you were going to lend money to someone and you don't know these individuals, you have to think like the banks. You have to put yourself in a position to think like the banks. And so from an underwriter standpoint, we want to talk about some of the things they're looking for. And so the reason why I came up with these foundational truths is because it's what I've tried to figure out for years. And I finally figured it out. When I figured it out, man, life was just so much better. I stopped getting turned down for loans. I was able to learn how to build myself up to get certain levels of financial freedom that we're all looking for. A lot of us are looking for an ability to be able to have access to capital and not have to have limits to how we're able to live the quality of life that we're able to live. And so the first thing we have to do is build our personal credit. Build your personal credit up to a 760 credit score. And Advanced Business Consulting is specialized in helping you doing that. So if there are some things that are not right on your credit report, hey, just give us a call. You can hit us up at info@theearlyexperience.com. Hey, and you also can call us at 1-888-276-7696. If you want to get your personal credit in a position to where you can get over 760, which will give you an A credit rating, then hey, we can help you do that. So I'm your credit expert. My name is Demetrius Early. And right now we're on the first leg, that is personal credit and business credit. And so the credit rating for the personal, you should have a 760 or better. If you're close to it, we can help you get there. If you're not there yet, no matter how low your credit report is, no matter how bad your score is, we want to make sure you understand that there's more to it than just the score as well. There are certain things on your credit report that are very important that we don't pay attention to, like how many addresses do you have in your credit report? If you have a clean address record, and then the zip code that your address is showing on your credit report. I know it sounds kind of biased, but to be honest with you, the credit agencies that are out there that are reporting on your behalf, you have several addresses on there. When the banks see you with multiple addresses, we need to clean that aspect of your life up as well, because it looks a little bit unstable for you to have multiple addresses. And then the zip code tells the income bracket that area possesses. So we want to make sure you have a decent address on your credit report. You don't have too many of those. And just know that everything on your credit report tells a story about your financial history and your financial future and your stability where you are right now. So you want to make sure your addresses are clean. You want to make sure that you have the proper zip code on your credit report. You want to make sure you don't have too many addresses on there, because again, if you want to appear to be stable to the banks and have a stable foundation, they don't want to give you access to capital if you're going to be moving all over the place and you're going to be unstable. So any type of instability, the credit agencies are paying attention to all of those variables. So we teach you the details on how to correct all these little nuances that we don't know about, that we're not paying attention to. So It's very detailed. It's very precise. It tells a story, and it gives you the stability that you need to have the proper foundation to give the bank the freedom to feel comfortable lending money to you. So they want to make sure that you can handle whatever loan you're going after. You want to make sure the bank see you as being stable. So your addresses, how long you've been at that address, it proves stability. So we want to make sure we clean that aspect of your name up. Make sure that, you know what, we don't want to say it, but hey, it does discriminate against, are you a medical, you have medical issues, like you have medical bills in your credit report. Do you have a clean board of health? Do you appear to be someone that has a good, clean health? You got to have good health. And so when the credit report is being idolized, they're looking at all of those things, all those variables. You got to have a good address. You got to have a clean board of health. You got to make sure that that report is showing you as being a stable person. So we want to make sure we clean it up and make sure you have a clean slate on giving the bank the comfortability of trusting you with their money. So that's the two things I want to talk to you about with your credit report. Also, we want to talk about your buying power. We're going to talk about how you paid your bills. So if you have negativity on your credit report and you have anything, whether it be new accounts, current accounts, or it be old accounts, you want to make sure that you have the proper mixture and you have the proper profile to be able to give the creditors the ability to be able to see you, or the bank's ability to see you as a stable individual. So there are some areas that you want to make sure that you do borrow money in and show the history consistently. You got to be consistent in your auto, and you got to have it's good that you have a car in America. You need to have a car to have transportation. You need to have real estate on your credit report. It's really good to have real estate on your credit report, because if you have a home, if you're a home buyer, that is a plus for the banks. It shows that you're stable. And again, you want to make sure you have not so many addresses that shows that you've been unstable. You want to make sure that you have the proper, I think you need to make sure you focus on building yourself to a point to where your credit report shows that you are an individual. If you've gone to school, you've gone to college, that you pay your student loans on time. So you got to make sure you pay your bills on time. You got to make sure that you have the proper type of mixture on your credit report. That means auto. That means a home. That means that you have to have the proper revolving, and you have to have an installment credit. Installment credit, you have to have furniture. Those are things, a car. Those are things that you call installment loans that you have to have on your credit report. You also have to have the proper revolving credit. Now, revolving credit is super important, because a lot of people tell you all the time, man, I don't believe in credit cards. Well, you got to remember this. If I'm going to lend money to you, I got to see how you manage your funds. And the best way to be able to represent that is with revolving credit. Revolving credit is super important, because your credit cards, and I teach people to make sure that they utilize their credit cards, and really, if you can, pay everything as much as you can with your credit cards. A lot of people don't know this, but your debit card is probably one of the worst things that could ever happen to our society, because it doesn't really show a history on how you pay things when you utilize your debit card. So hey, it's okay to have credit cards. It's not okay to have credit cards and abuse them and just only spend money to buy things. You want to make sure that you buy things that are going to employ your money, that's going to make you money. So how you spend your money, what you spend your money on, it all can reflect on your credit report. So credit cards are super important. Revolving credit is super important, because it tells how you manage your money. And the banks want to know exactly that. How do you manage your money? So if you will, please go to our website at dearexperience.com and follow us on our social media, and do share, comment, like, and tag. And so anyone out there right now, if you're out there, please type in where you're from. Hey, send us a shout out. This podcast is for us. I want you guys to feel free to interact. And later on in our podcast, we will be able to answer your questions if you have any. So let me go ahead and highlight the 4 legs to your financial table. The first one is credit. All right. The second one is personal income. Okay. Your personal income is super important, because when you look at having a good credit score, now we've gotten you to a point where your credit score is where it needs to be. Now, don't get it mistaken that this sometimes takes a little time. It's a process, but it's a worthy process, because once you get your credit where it needs to be, and the one thing about advanced business consulting and our program, Not only are we going to help you get your credit where it needs to be, but we're also going to educate you during the process to make sure that you're equipped to understand the things that needs to be done, and you can also maintain a good credit score. Because if you don't change your mindset, you got to think about it. If you have been at a 500 for a very long time, or if you've had a good credit score and gone back to a 500, remember that the mindset is super important, because we want to make sure we educate you and teach you the things that is necessary to make sure that you maintain your process. And once you get to a 760 credit score, if your mindset is still operating, you're still practicing the same principles you did to get at a 500 credit score, what's going to happen if you don't change your mind? Your mindset going to teach you, your habit's going to go right back to the same behavior, and you end up right back at a 500. So we want to make sure we get you to the mindset that you need to have and educate you and get the education behind you that you need to build the proper credit score, but at the same time to be able to maintain it. So there you have it. Credit is number one, and number two is personal income. The reason why personal income is super important is because when you're applying for a loan, the banks want to know that you can pay them back. Okay. So we want to make sure that we got a good credit score, and we also have the proper amount of income coming in to be able to afford to be able to pay back the bank the money that is deserved, and show them that you can afford it. And how do the banks grade you on this? Okay. So I teach a simple principle on how to live within your means. Do you know what live within your means mean? Okay. For a long time, I thought that if I was making, for instance, an example, if I was making $5,000 a month, right? Or just say if I was making $5,000 a month, and then I was trying to figure out how the principles are to live within your means, what does that look like? Well, if I calculate how much money is going out of my household, right? And what the rule of thumb is, you have to multiply times 3 what's going out of your household. And then whatever that number ends up being, you then can identify how much should be coming in. So if I got a $5,000 income coming in, $60,000 a year, but yet when I calculate how much money I'm spending every month, and it ends up being over a third of what that number is, then that means that I'm living above my means. Successful people, they budget themselves properly and they live within their means. So that means the formula is simple. We got $5,000 that we make coming in every month. That means I only can afford to live off a third of that. A third of that is going to be probably about $1,200 to $1,500 a month. But if you make $10,000 a month, you can afford to live the lifestyle of about $3,500 a month. So you multiply whatever's going out times 3. That's the amount of money that you should be making coming in to live within your means. So if I'm at a $10,000 a month income, but I'm living off of $5,000 a month, hey, what do you think that means? That means that I'm living above my means. So for a long time, I was making a decent amount of money every month, but I was mismanaging that money because I thought that if I live off of 5,000 and I was making 10,000, that's 50%. That's not the rule of thumb we have to abide by to live within our means. We have to be at least under 30% of the income that we have going out to be able to afford to live within our means. And the banks are paying very close attention to these aspects of how you manage your funds. So yeah, number 2 is personal income. So if I'm living a lifestyle at $10,000 a month, the most I should be having going out of my household is $3,500 a month. And so that's the rule of thumb on how to live within your means. And so that's very important to the banks when they're looking at grading you on your ability to be able to get funding. Okay, so let's discuss this, okay? If you are out there right now and you're listening to me right now, it's super important that you write down these methods, okay? Right, the formula is 760 or better credit score. And now I have my personal income. I need to be living off of a third of the income that I'm making. So that means that we have to multiply times 3 what's going out, and that's what we should be making coming in. So that's how the banks grade you on that particular entity of personal income. Hey, how you doing, Celeste? How y'all doing? Hey, good evening, brother. How you doing, Larry? Good evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. All the way from Arkansas in the building. So let's discuss how to maneuver these particular things based on our credit and our personal income. And then we also going to show you guys a little bit about how you can build a profile and use some of the tricks that we use to stack your credit cards to be able to position yourself to where you can force the banks to be able to give you higher limits on your credit limits. Okay. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that we have a proper credit score, 760 or better. And if you need help with that, hey, I'm a mentor and I am also a consultant. I can help you with these tips. If you just give me a call, if you just dial a number, it's 1-888-276-7696. And we can talk you through and give you a free consultation on a game plan to get you to the proper table, the proper financial table. We can get you all four legs. We can teach you how to build all four legs. And so we want to make sure we understand how to position ourselves to do that. The third leg is, guess what? It is industry. It is your NAICS code, the North American Classification System. All right. So basically what that means is, did you know that when you go to a bank and qualify for a loan, the industry that you are operating in, whatever your business industry is, your NAICS code, when you go to open up your business bank account, or if you've already opened up one, the bank has to put you into a classification code called a NAICS code. And it tells the banks what industry you're in. And believe it or not, this means a whole lot based on you going after a business loan and or a loan in general, because the banks are very friendly. Some banks are friendly to different industries. So we want to make sure that we partner you with the proper bank to make sure that your NAICS code is favorable to that particular lending institution. So believe it or not, banks specialize in who they lend money to. So we make sure we educate you on and help you partner with the right lending institution. So you may be banking with someone for 10 to 15 years, and you may be in an industry that bank does not lend money to, or they're not favorable to lend money to you in. So it pretty much limits what they would do for you as far as your limits on how much money you can qualify for. So you can have the proper amount of credit. You have the right credit score. You can have the right personal income coming in. You can be living within your means, doing all those things right. But then the third leg can be off. You can be banking with a system that doesn't favor your classification code. It doesn't favor your industry. So your industry is super important. Okay. So now let's recap. We got the proper credit, right? We got our 760 credit score on the personal side. We also have the proper paydex score for our business. We have an 80 paydex. An 80 to 100 paydex score is a favorable credit score for your business. They have different credit ratings, okay? And so we want to do is get you to a point where we can show you and help you understand how to build your personal credit, but we also want to make sure we help you understand that we have to have a totally different system and a totally different grading system on your business credit. So our company specializes, and we are the experts at helping you build yourself on the proper personal and business credit. And then we also can show you how to properly budget yourself and live within your means to have the proper personal income. And then third, we make sure we partner you with the proper bank and get you in the right NAICS code to make sure your industry is favorable to the bank that you're banking with. Okay. And what is the fourth leg? The fourth leg is gross revenue. Okay. How is your business operating? And the rule of thumb is we have to make sure that our gross income that we're making within our business, the bank account plays a major role. Your bank statement has to show at least for 4 months, 4 to 6 months of bank statements. Most banks want to see 4 to 6 months, especially when you're a new business, and they want to also utilize your personal and your business credit to be able to support you if you're a new business or if you're a small business. What is a small business, you may ask? A small business is anything 10 million or less. So when you get to a certain level and you're doing well, you're operating properly, you got your proper credit score, you got your proper business credit score, you got your proper personal income, you also have the proper gross revenue. You want to make sure that you are operating for 4 to 6 months consistently with at least $10,000 left in that credit, and actually left in that bank account. So these things are super important. A lot of us don't know this, but it's really important. So without further ado, I'm gonna break this down for you in more detail. But right now, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Good day. Everything still a go for the night? Come on! Man, my truck just stopped again. Yeah, I know I need a new one. I tried, man. My credit just is horrible. Well, I'm headed to the bus stop.
We are here to improve your credit so that you can get the things you need and want in life.
I need help with my credit. It's been one of those weeks. Wish me luck on my ride to work.
Our team at We Raise Credit can help you get the car you need. We Raise Credit.
We're back. We're back. So listen, we talked about the 4 legs to building your financial table and giving you the access that you need with the information you need to break this down to understand why this is so important to your funding needs, right? So listen, sometimes we just need somebody to give us the proper information and then walk us through the process. And if you're out there right now and you've almost got it done and you're trying to figure out how to get to your point where you can finally go to the bank and you want to walk in with the confidence that you need, with the knowledge that you need and the understanding of being totally prepared, if you've not done that yet, it feels really good to be able to, position yourself to where you can go in and get access to the capital that you need. And now I want to talk about something real quick before we go any further. No matter what industry you're in, no matter what you're doing in your business, it's super important to understand that what really solves all the issues that we have in business is sales, okay? So we also want to make sure that whatever we're selling, that we're doing a great job at getting in front of the proper clientele that we need to make sure that we're selling our business properly and that we position ourselves. So really, I like to give people the understanding that having the proper 4 legs to your financial table and getting access to capital is great, but you have to make sure that you have revenue coming in, and that all based on what drives your revenue. It's going to be based on your sales. So that is so important that we don't leave that out, because that pretty much solves majority of the problems that we have in our small businesses. The reason why business don't last long, because we start off without enough to be able to support those rainy days, right? So the credit, the leverage that we need is all built and put in position to where we can utilize the funds that we get from the banks to employ ourselves, to be able to employ our money, to get access to more capital, to be able to expand our businesses, to be able to sell more to the clientele that we need to solve the problems in our community that we are solving within our business. So sales is super important. And also, you don't want to leave that out, even when you get these 4 legs built up under your financial table, and the banks does feel friendly and feel like they can partner with you to give you access to the capital. And a lot of times we can have contracts. There's different things we can do to be able to position ourselves to get the proper business plan in place, to be able to tell the story to the bank when we present ourselves to the bank, to get ourselves a proper start. Because I never understood how I can go to the bank. I got this brilliant idea. I got this passion. I know I'm great at what I do. I know that people need my services. But then when I get to the bank to borrow some money or get access to capital, because I have not, and I'm just not getting started, and I'm below 2 years, because normally the banks won't even give you access to capital until you at least been in business for 2 years. That's the reason why business credit is so important, and knowing how to build it correctly, because there are what you call net 30 accounts that we're able to go to institutions who will lend you money and give you a start to be able to start building your credit on your business side. And that's what thing we do as well. We have relationships with different institutions, no matter what your industry is, that will give you access to your net 30 accounts, meaning that you don't have to have a credit score to be approved to get started with these particular institutions that'll give you the history that you need to borrow money. So there's certain levels to this on the business credit side. There is your net 30 accounts, then there's your tier 1 accounts, your tier 2 accounts, your tier 3 accounts, your tier 4 accounts. We specialize in within 6 months to get you to the tier 4 level. And that means that you'll be able to get access to 6 figures worth of credit. So our goal is to build you up to that within 6 months, get you access to at least 6 figures to where you can have the lending ability to be able to fund your business properly and build your financial table properly. And so once that first 6 months is done, you get access to 6 figures. Now you're off to the races. You got your sales in place. Now you understand what the banks are looking for. And now we're on our way to being successful. So that's what this is all about, is giving us the right information that is needed and giving us the right structure in our businesses and learn how to live within our means and scale ourselves properly based on the laws and the rules that are out there right now. So if you want to give me a call, get a free consultation, or you want to go to my email address and email me, hey, please go to info@deearlyexperience.com, or also you can call me at 1-888-276-7696, and you'll get a real live person that will sit down with you and walk you through this process, and then you can have an opportunity to talk to me one-on-one, and we can give you the tips that you need and the foundation you need to build the proper financial table. And we're not going to use one leg, we're going to use two legs. We're going to make sure we help you build it from a four-leg perspective so your table can stand, and you can have a good relationship with the proper bank to put you in the right NAICS code to make sure that your industry is favorable to the bank that you're partnered with to get you the financing that you need. That's what this is all about, to make sure you have the information that is needed, okay? Now, I want to talk to you about something else that's super important as well. A lot of people, when they're reporting their taxes, okay, it's been told, I remember when I first started in business, I thought that it was wise that I didn't pay the largest amount of taxes. A lot of people go around trying to pay taxes for their business. There's a proper way to do that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But right now, I want to talk to you about making sure that you report correctly the income that you're making. Don't hide it. Don't put it to the, don't report one thing and then report. If you're making $100,000 a year, you want to report that you're making $100,000 a year. We'll show you how to write certain things off, because being a business owner in America, there are so many benefits, so many tax write-offs you can do to make sure that you also are able to benefit from reporting the proper income. But at the same time, you can write off certain things to make sure you don't have to, defer that. Because if you defer that and don't do right by reporting the proper income, then what happens is when the banks view you, you hadn't reported the proper amount of taxes that you pay on your business. And then now they won't lend you a certain amount of money because you have you underreported what is needed, which is not right. And two, the integrity is not there. And three, the banks will not lend you money if you don't report it correctly. And so you can hurt yourself by not reporting the amount of money that you make and defer from paying taxes on it improperly. And then what that does, it hurts your ability to be able to borrow the proper amount of money that you need. So make sure that when you're starting your business and you get these four legs up under you, that you also report the proper amount of income that is coming in to make sure that you don't hurt yourself when it comes to matters of going after the capital you need, or the limited capital that you need. Because if you go in and you report too less of amount of money on how much money you make, then guess what? The bank's going to see you as a high risk because you don't make enough money to borrow the proper amount of money to be able to afford to pay it back. So I hope you guys are getting this. And if you're out there right now and you're in the chat, hey, please chat in. Let us know where you're from and let us know that you're here. And man, listen, let us know where you're from, man. This is very important. And like, share, comment, and tag, because there's so many people that are starting their own businesses. It's very popular now to start your own business, but there's a lot of things that we have to do to structure ourselves correctly, and it's super important. Hey, Lakeisha, how you doing? Definitely. Thank you so much, Lakeisha. And listen, man, it's super important. So, hey, we got to make sure we got the four legs. We're standing on the proper four legs to build our financial table so we can get access to the funding that we need. And I promise you guys give me a call. We can talk a little bit further about your current situation and make sure that you're in line with the guidelines and the rules that the banks have set up for you. A lot of people think the banks don't want to lend them money. The banks is in the business of lending you money, but they have rules attached to how they lend money to the proper institutions. And that's the beautiful thing about knowing how to do this correctly, okay? So we got our four legs up under us properly. We got the credit right. We got the business credit correctly positioned. We have our net 30 account set up. We got our tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. And now we're able to get 6 figures to get access to the capital that we need. And then we also have our taxes being reported correctly. And then we can talk about ways that we can actually write some of those things off and still get the benefit from reporting the amount of money that is made. So the banks have no excuses but to give you the loan that you need to be able to succeed in your business. So how many of y'all liking the information that is being shared right now? I hope we're helping someone right now, because it's super important that we understand these principles that we need to put in position to be able to build the proper financial table for our businesses. So it's very necessary. The banks are not against us. We just have to make sure we have our proper paperwork in position. to be successful when we go after the money that we need. And guess what? We have a company and we're very, very sincere about helping you guys understand what is needed, the foundation that is needed, and we will help you get yourself to the 760 credit score that you need and deserve. We also can help you get yourself in position to have the proper business credit profile. And listen, no matter where you are, no matter where you started, I started from zero and made millions. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's a beautiful thing when you're able to participate. Everything changes when your credit score goes from a 500-600 to a 760 to an 800. And we can help you acquire that and help you get that in position to where you can have that for yourself. And I promise you guys, it'll change your life. And we have a slogan over here at Advanced Business Consulting, and we raise credit. It's called, hey, it's real simple. You change your credit, you change your life. And then also at Advanced Business Consulting, to take it to the next level, we can also help you get to the next level by showing you how to employ your money. We also have a division of our company where we help you with avenues on how you can become a great investor, whether it be in real estate. We also can help you take advantage of the market. We have a department that helps you trade. We have traders on board with us, a phenomenal program that can help you position yourself that once you get access to your capital, because a lot of people come to me all the time and say, Demetrius, okay, now you help me get my credit to where it needs to be. Now I got access to borrow money. What am I going to do with this money? I want to build my business up, but I want to make sure I have something that can put my money to work for me. And it's very important that we understand that the wealth principle and how we build a strong financial table to get ourselves in position to get access to capital, that we are able to employ our money. Wealthy people do not just put themselves in position to where they can spend money. A lot of us make this mistake. We get access to capital, and then we go crazy with spending money. No, wealthy people have a different principle. The way they think about money is totally different. Wealthy people take their money and they invest it in something that can make them more money. And so we have principles that we have in place. We can help you with those type of things that we need to position us to do so. And we have a department that specializes in showing you how to employ your money. So all you got to do is give us a call and also email us and get a consultation with us. So, hey, how can we do that? Hey, Dr. McFay, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, we have a trading department that can help you position yourself. And it's a beautiful thing because a lot of people think you have to have a lot of money to be an investor and to be able to take your money to the next level. But you really don't, okay? There are ways that we can take your money and maximize it by utilizing the system that is in place for us. We just don't know about it. A lot of us don't know about it. But we want to teach you and educate you on how to do so. And one of the ways that we do it, if we can take you from investing $100,000 to the market to just say, you know what, we're going to put $15,000 over here. We're going to invest that money, give you access to a trading account. We have traders on board that can help you trade your money. And within 90 days, the 91st day, you start getting dividends on returns of about 40% a year. And that can be a really good thing for you. You'd be surprised at how much they can help your income and help your businesses have the safety blanket that it needs to be able to employ your money, build your business. You got good credit. Now you can maintain the level that you're on and grow from there. And so just with $15,000, you can take that investment, and then the funding account would give you access to $200,000 worth of lines of credit to be able to use that. And our traders can come in and trade that money for you every month. And now, guess what? Now you're receiving a return between $8,000 to $10,000 a month after 90 days of trading on those funds. And we have a do it for you program where we have traders in position not only to educate you on how to trade your own money while you're learning you can earn, they'll trade it for you and give you return and employ your money at the same time. So these are things that are really happening in my life right now. They're working for me. I'm super excited. I live a very, I would say a very stable lifestyle, you know, because I'm going to say this to you guys. Money is not everything. I want to make sure we understand that your health is your wealth. We want to make sure we live a healthy life, but we also want to make sure that our financial table is built properly. But then when we get access to capital, we want to make sure we have people in position, financial advisors. We have people on our staff that can help you understand how to employ your money and grow your money at the same time, utilizing the bank's money. It's all about creating our own bank for our financial future and creating a financial future for our families that we can build on. So 200 years from now, guess what? We still are in position to make sure that our children's children are inheriting from us. They say a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So I'm really big on legacy and about living a good balanced life, have a good spiritual life in place, have your good health in place, and have a good financial table built for you so you can build a good financial future for your future generations as well. So my name is Demetrius Early. I'm super excited. I'm a best-selling author. My wife and I, we have a nonprofit organization, and we have a podcast that we do on the Thursday nights at 7 p.m. You're here with us live right now. We're super excited about that. And so if you want to check us out on 102.9 every Sunday morning at 11 a.m., Demetrius and Katrina Early, we're on live on the radio every Sunday morning, just giving you tips on how to live this phenomenal life and a balanced life. And we all deserve it, guys. No matter how tough you've had it, I've been through a lot of struggles in life. I've been through some real dark places in life, but God has blessed me to overcome those things. That's the reason why I believe that I'm qualified to be able to give you the advice that is needed to mentor you to your successful dream, to give you access to the real dream, okay? So, hey, check me out on social media. Like, comment, share, tag, and we can help you get to that next level. I'm your next level guy, okay? So now, without further ado, I want to give us an opportunity to go to the Q&A session. Let's go ahead and ask some questions so we can talk about what's necessary and how it's necessary and why it's necessary to build your financial table and get you in a position where you can live the balanced life, to live the dream that you've always wanted to live, and how to get started. It's not enough to talk about you should do this, you should do that. Let's talk about how to get you started. So if you have any questions at this time, we're going to go ahead and open up for questions and comments, okay? So, hey, go to the chat, ask your question. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm super excited, and let's go ahead and get this started. So any questions tonight? Okay, Lakeisha Miss Sanders, thank you, Miss Keisha. She said, what's needed to get started? Hey, basically, what you have to do, Lakeisha, is just book a session with me. Let's have a one-on-one conversation so we can identify what your goals are. Let's identify what you want to accomplish, and let's write out a game plan on how to accomplish it. And then we're going to find out what your need is, and then we're going to help you meet that need, okay? So all you have to do is just book a consultation with me, and I would love to answer all the questions that you have, learn more about your business and your goals, and then we're going to coach you, mentor you, and educate you on how to build the proper financial table and get you where you need to be. So if your credit is not where it needs to be, we're going to help you get there, okay? If your business credit is not built up properly, we're going to show you how to build your proper business profile, okay? If your business is not already started, we're going to show you how to structure your business and put the right taxation in place, get you the LLC you need, or get you the corporation that you need based on what your Nexus code is, get you partnered with the right banks. Everything that we talked about so far, that's how we can help you get started, okay? So all you have to do is just give us a call at 1-888-276-7696, or you can email us at info@dearlyexperience.com. So we have any more questions out there? And so I want to thank everybody that tuned in this evening, and I definitely want to hear from you guys because we really want to help you guys accomplish your goals. And I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to have the proper. Man, I'm telling you, it's just a beautiful thing. I have no other intentions but to help you guys get to the next level. Because once you finally get to a point where you're successful, man, I've never found anything more pleasurable. My wife and I, we really pride ourselves on helping individuals get to their next level, whatever that looks like for you. So that's how you get started. So please give me a call, hit us up on our email, and we'll make sure we get you guys taken care of. And our company name is Advanced Business Consulting, and I am talking to you live on a DLA experience. I want to help you guys get to where you want to be. So any questions you have right now, please feel free to type in the chat any questions that you may have, and I will answer your questions at this time. Okay. Thank you, Sleaze. Look forward to it. Let's do it. We will take good care of you guys. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. Listen, I'm 24 hours in this. We have business hours from 8 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m. in the evening time. But I'm telling you guys, man, I'm so passionate about helping create at least 10 millionaires that's from this podcast. If you guys want to learn how to get to the next level, you might not want to get to a millionaire status. You might just want to get to 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. But guess what? I promise you this, no matter what level you want to get to, we can help you get there. We have relationships with the banks. We have access to the information that is needed to get you the proper education. And we have the know-how on how to help you get positioned to build the proper financial table. So remember, let's recap real quick before we get off. 4 legs. One is credit, business and personal. The other is personal income, right? Living within your means, making sure you budget yourself properly. The third one is the NAICS code, the North American Industry Classification Code. That code tells you how to partner with the right institution, because so many institutions are not favorable to your industry. You may be banking with someone for the last 10 years, go try to apply for a loan. You're trying to figure out, why would they deny me? I've been banking with them for all this time. You should partner with the right bank that's going to be friendly to your industry. And so we can help you with that as well, and partner you with the right institution. And also gross revenue, making sure that your sales is in position. We can help you with that as well. Show you how to position yourself to get in contact with the right audience that you need to sell your product or whatever your services are. So we're here. We're a full service to help you build where you want to go from to get to where you want to be. I am yours truly, Demetrius Early. I have been at the bottom and I've been all the way to the top, and I'm super excited to help you get to where you want to be and everything in between. So if there's no more questions, we thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Hey, listen, please like, comment, share, and tag. Hey, go. That's okay. Oh, hey, how you doing, Veronica Wright? What's up, young lady? How you doing? So it's funny out there for us. You say, how long will this take? Okay, Veronica, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that question. Listen, it depends on where you are right now, okay? So the one thing about the process that we have, we can't circumvent the process. If you already have your Dun & Bradstreet, you already have your business credit profile set up, that's one thing. If you have your personal credit, it's not good, but your business credit is looking good, we still have to make sure that we correct those things on your personal credit. So it depends on your credit situation. It depends on how much income you got coming in. It depends on how you're budgeting your money. So we'll do a evaluation on where you are personally and business-wise, and then we'll give you the proper information that is needed, and then we'll start working with you on how to build yourself in those 4 different areas to make sure you're partnered with the right bank to get you where you need to be. But generally, it takes about 6 months to get yourself in position if you want to start from zero. So we can help you build up to that 6-figure line of credit that you need, start at zero within 6 months. So, okay, Demetrius, how you doing? Junior, how you doing, man? He said, what's the key to weathering the storm and keeping your business going? Demetrius, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, the one thing that I've learned about being passionate about what you do, the first thing we have to do is make sure that you're operating in your lane, the proper lane. A lot of people go in business and they do it for the wrong reasons, all right? So what we do is we help people who are making sure that they're in the proper lane, meaning that if you write down the 10 things you're great at, if you write down 10 things that you love doing, okay, and you marry those 10 things together and it equals positive cash flow for you and your family, that's where we're going to start. We're going to make sure that we're going to weather the storm by making sure that you're really for real about what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing and that you're operating in the area that builds from your strengths. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that you're in the proper business. We're going to make sure that you're operating in the lane that you were made to operate in and help you discover what that is for you, to make sure you're for real about what your vision is and make sure there's an audience out there for you, and make sure that we show you and educate you on how to position yourself to be able to afford to service and give the best rule of service that you have to offer to the individuals that are out there that are needing your services. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that we have a business that can really serve our community the way that we know that we can serve them to the best of our ability. So we want to help you make sure that you're operating in the highest truths, especially of yourself. And then we're going to show you how to build the proper financial table by using those 4 legs. So I hope that answers your question. So if we have any more questions out there, now's the time to say it before we get up out of here. We're super excited about, hey man, just please take time out of your schedule. Let's have a discussion. Give me a consultation with you. We have a free consultation set up for you guys that are on this podcast tonight. If you just hit us up and give us a call or email us, and we'll give you a call and put your information in there, we'll definitely get a chance to sit down and talk to you about how we can position you to build the proper financial table. And like Demetrius said, weather the storm when you're trying to figure these things out. Have someone to advise you that's been there, done it, get you to the next level by making sure you're operating in the area of your expertise and that you're properly structured to make sure you benefit and win from the system that is in front of us right now. The American system is a beautiful system, but only if you know how to play the game, the American system is set up for you to play. So if you're in the game, you got to know the rules of the game. So we're going to teach you the rules of the game on how to get to your next level, okay? And we can help all of you guys. I don't care how insignificant you think your business is. If you got a business out there right now and it's struggling and you don't have all these things in position, let us help you get there. Hit us up at info@dearlyexperience.com or 1-888-276-7696. Hey, I'm yours truly, Demetrius Early. I'm your mentor, your consultant. I will help you get to your next level. I'm your next level guy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed night. Hey, and see you guys next week at the same time at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Love you guys. Peace.